What's up, everybody? It's Alex, the booktuber, back at it again with another video. So for tonight's book review, I am going to be doing Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters. And I just want to say, I finally finished the book, and I just want to say, it was such a breeze through it, literally, and I am so glad that I actually read the book in only just 2 days. And I am so proud of myself for reading that fast. And now let's get on with the story and review. So, the story follows Percy Jackson, and he is now 13 years old, and he's back at home with his mother, Sally, for the summer, and he's with her at her new apartment in New York. And Percy starts his year of 7th grade at a new school called Merriweather Academy. And at first, things start going well for Percy at first, because he has not gotten in trouble yet, or has gotten in any fights yet, and hasn't gotten expelled just yet again. And along the way, Percy does run into some trouble, like with this, especially with this new bully called Matt Sloan. And he was pretty mean. And then Percy finds himself in mortal danger in a dodgeball game in gym class against these really big guys who turn out to be giant monsters. And along the way, Percy actually has a new friend named Tyson. And he also sees Annabeth again. And she tells Percy is that there's trouble at Camp Half-Blood, and that someone has poisoned Thalia's tree. And for those of you who have not known, is that Thalia was the daughter of Zeus. And the reason Thalia's tree is there that protects the camp, which is like the borders, is that she sacrificed herself to protect 2 other campers in the past. And people think Chiron is who to blame. And then along the way, they have to find out if they can clear his name and find out who really did poison the tree. And we also see campers from Camp Half-Blood, such as Clarice, who is Percy's arch rival, even though she's the daughter of Ares. Annabeth is the daughter of Athena, and Percy is the son of Poseidon. And along the way, Percy and Annabeth try to go on this quest where they can try to go save their friend Grover, who is actually a satyr. But their request gets denied at first. But Clarice is the one who actually gets to go on a quest, which I think was a little unfair, and I don't really blame people for that, because if you really want to go on a quest, you have to earn it, and you have to have the honor, and you have to be of pure heart. So anyway, Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson actually sneak out of Camp Half-Blood to go on the quest anyway to save Grover. And along the way, they also fight monsters that are around Camp Half-Blood, like these bronze bulls, and along throughout the quest, they also run into monsters, and they also run into their other archenemy, Luke Castellan, who is a traitor, just like back in the first book. And for those of you who do not know, is that Luke is the son of Hermes, the god of thieves. And if you guys did not know, is that Luke was the one who stole the Master Bolt from Zeus in the first Percy Jackson book. Please go watch the first book review that I did of Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, if you want to know more about Luke. And I always knew that he was sus all along. And Percy and his friends try to find out what Luke is up to, and he's actually being controlled by this one evil titan named Kronos. And he is much more powerful than the gods. And then there's also other monsters that they fight along the way besides Luke and his soon-to-be army of half-bloods, monsters, and anything you can name that Luke could be cooking up. Because I think, personally, Luke is rotten to the core with a capital R and a capital E for evil. And we also learn is that there's other monsters and creatures that Percy runs into on his quest with Annabeth and Tyson. Like, there's also Circe, who is a sorceress, and there's also Polyphemus, who is a Cyclops that has captured Grover in his cave. And if you guys think that Percy and his friends can go save Grover, then go smash that like button if you think they can rescue Grover from that evil Cyclops. And along the way, Polyphemus is a character from the story The Odyssey. And we also learn is that Odysseus is also the main hero in that story. And I also remember reading The Odyssey back in high school when I was younger. And that's how I know so much about Greek mythology. Even though I remember learning that from the Percy Jackson story. And there's also, like, the sirens that they meet along the way. And there's a lot of other monsters and villains that they'll run into along the way. And I just want to say, and on a 1 to 5 scale for stars, I'm going to give this book a 2 because that's kind of like my least favorite book of all in the series. I mean, I still enjoyed the book, even though it's not my actual favorite, because I understand that Rick Riordan tried his best to make the story interesting and enjoyable as possible. I mean, I have nothing against any of the authors in the world, but it was such a blast reading the book. And I also did enjoy learning a lot of stuff, since there's references from the Odyssey along with Percy Jackson. Like Polyphemus, like he's this really big Cyclops. Circe, the sorceress. And they also fight a Hydra too as well. And there's also a giant whirlpool called the Cherubitus, and a 6-headed monster. And there's like that giant 6-headed monster named the Scylla, or Scylla. And all those monsters that they battle along their journey are all characters from the Odyssey. And if you think the Odyssey would be a good recommendation for you too as well, then go smash that like button if you know the story of the Odyssey or have read it. Then that would be awesome. And that is all for now. Please make sure you don't forget to go like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications for when I do my next book review or any kind of video that I'll do for you guys in the future. And I also want to say is that I would personally love to go to Camp Half-Blood as a camper. Well, or maybe as a counselor. And I also do feel kind of bad for Percy because he's like almost literally one of the only campers that doesn't have any other siblings that are like the sons or daughters of Poseidon. Well, other than Tyson, that I did learn is that he is a baby Cyclops, which was actually pretty cool that I learned in part of the story. And Percy Jackson is my favorite character too as well. And also, I hope you enjoyed my book review. And I just want to say, I love you all so much. And I'm glad to have loyal fans and viewers just like you. And I personally feel that Camp Half-Blood is kind of like home to me. And I would love to go there if it was real. So, that's all for now. Please tune in next time. And also, please don't forget to go follow me on Instagram too as well. And I'll be back with another video very soon. I'm going to be signing off now. Peace out, my fellow Half-Bloods.